Some places are born of tragedy, their foundations soaked in sorrow and malice. They wait patiently for new life to arrive, only to consume its light. This is the story of one such place, a remote farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island, and the family that unwittingly stepped into its cursed embrace. This is the true story that inspired The Conjuring. In the winter of 1971, Roger and Caroline Perron, along with their 5 young daughters, were searching for a peaceful country home. They found a sprawling, colonial-era farmhouse on 200 acres. It seemed perfect, a dream, idyllically nestled in the quiet New England countryside. They were unaware they were buying a ticket into a decade-long nightmare, for the land was already claimed by a darkness that had festered for centuries. The haunting began subtly, almost playfully. A broom would move on its own. Small piles of dirt would appear in the freshly cleaned kitchen. Then, the phenomena grew more sinister. A strange, sweet, rotting smell would drift through the house. The children heard noises from the sealed-off attic scrapes, whispers, and the sound of something being dragged at night. They felt unseen hands tugging at their blankets, pulling their hair and whispering their names from the shadows of their rooms. The parents soon learned their home had a gruesome history. The land, once part of the unitedstate, was a tapestry of death. There were suicides, hangings in the barn, drownings in the nearby creek, poisonings, but one name echoed through the local legends with particular dread: Bathsheba Sherman, a supposed Satanist in which from the 1800s, Bathsheba was believed to have sacrificed her own infant to the devil before hanging herself from a tree on the property. She cursed all who would dare live on her land. Her malevolent spirit, it was said, still lingered. This spirit developed a cruel obsession with Caroline Perron. It started with pinches and slaps from an invisible assailant. Soon, mysterious bruises and circular wounds, as if from a large sewing needle, would appear on her body. Caroline felt a constant presence, an aura of pure, seething hatred directed solely at her. Bathsheba saw her as a rival, the mistress of the house she still considered her own. The spirit was determined to drive her out, or drive her mad. The 5 Perron daughters lived in a state of perpetual fear. The youngest, April, spoke of a friendly spirit named Manny, who would appear and then vanish. But other spirits were not so kind. The girls saw dark figures looming at the foot of their beds, felt cold spots that chilled them to the bone, and heard disembodied voices plotting in the dead of night. Terrified, they would huddle together in a single room, seeking safety in numbers, but the house offered no sanctuary. Desperate, the parents contacted the now famous paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. The moment the Warrens arrived, they felt a heavy, oppressive energy blanketing the property. As a gifted clairvoyant, Lorraine immediately sensed multiple spirits, but one stood out, dominant and filled with an ancient evil. She saw the twisted, broken form of a woman hanging from a tree, and she knew its name, Bathsheba. With the Warrens present, the paranormal activity exploded. Their investigation became a battle. Objects flew across rooms with violent force. Crucifixes were torn from the walls and thrown, often landing upside down. Their recording equipment would malfunction, capturing only static hisses or chillingly guttural voices speaking in unknown tongues. The house itself seemed to be fighting back, its aggression escalating with each attempt to cleanse it. The spirits were no longer just haunting, they were attacking. The 10-year siege reached its horrifying climax one night in the dark dirt-floored basement, as the Warrens attempted to conduct a seance to contact the spirits. Bathsheba retaliated. She seized control of Caroline. Her body contorted. She was thrown across the room by an unseen force, and she began speaking in a deep guttural voice that was not her own. In this possessed state, she turned on her own family, her eyes filled with a terrifying emptiness. Roger, watching his wife transform into a monstrous vessel of hate, felt a despair so profound it nearly broke him. The Warrens attempted an exorcism, but it failed, only making the entity more violent. Fearing for his wife's life, Roger threw the investigators out of the house. Financially trapped and with nowhere to go, the parents made an unthinkable decision. They would have to live with the darkness. For nearly 10 more years, they coexisted with the spirits, learning their patterns, avoiding certain rooms, and enduring the constant torment. It was a decade spent in a waking nightmare. Finally, in 1980, the family managed to save enough money to escape. They fled the farm, leaving the house and its spectral residents behind, but the psychological scars remained. The trauma of those years followed them for the rest of their lives. Today, the Harrisville farmhouse is a notorious site for paranormal tourism, with new owners and visitors reporting the same chilling phenomena. The curse, it seems, endures, waiting for its next victims. The Perron family's ordeal blurs the line between legend and reality, forcing us to confront the possibility that some places are truly stained by evil. It serves as a chilling reminder that when you knock on the door of the unknown, you must be prepared for what might answer. Be careful which shadows you step into, for you may not be stepping into them alone. Thanks for watching our deep dive into this terrifying true story. If you found this journey into the darkness compelling, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next investigation. And let us know in the comments, do you believe the Perron farmhouse is truly cursed? We'll see you in the next one.